In the deep, dark depths of London, UK, there is one drum teacher with a small channel and big dreams. But where has he been? Yes, mates. I know I haven't been posting as regularly as usual, and I'm sorry about that. I've been working on a couple of different projects that have taken a significant amount of time to get going, but are getting close to completion. Now, a couple of those projects I can't announce yet, but I'm super excited to share them with you soon. But one project I can talk about. Within the next couple of months, I'm going to be launching a membership on my website where members will have access to video lessons and courses, notation packs, and access to a Discord server for the Drum Hub community, where we're going to get a proper crew going. And I've been working like an absolute madman, mate, writing, filming, and editing the best video lessons I can possibly make for the launch. And today, I wanted to share with you one chapter from a 3-part course that I just finished all about music theory, where we cover how to read drum notation, how to count in different subdivisions, and in this particular lesson, how to play in odd time signatures. Now, I hope that you learn a lot by watching this video, and if you dig the vibe, there's a link to join my waiting list in the video description. If you'd like to join my waiting list, all you need to do is enter your email address, and you'll be the first to know once the membership goes live. And for anybody who signs up from the waiting list within the first week of the launch, I'll also send you a free copy of my UK Jazz Starter Pack ebook. Can't go wrong, mate. But anyway, this chapter still works as a standalone video, so let me know what you think of the lesson down in the comments, and I'll be back to posting regularly on YouTube within the next couple of months. First, I've just got a little bit more editing to do. It's actually quite a lot more editing to do. But I'll be back soon, and I can't wait, mate. I'll catch you in a bit. Yes, welcome into chapter 3, where we're going to learn all about how to play in different time signatures. Now, if we know from chapter 2 that a subdivision tells us how many even notes per beat, a time signature is going to tell us how many beats per bar. The majority of popular Western music is in a time signature called 4/4. This means that we have 4 quarter notes per bar. But just because we have 4 quarter notes per bar, it doesn't mean that you have to play in quarter notes. Just like in chapter 2, we can subdivide these quarter notes into any note value we like to give us more rhythmic options. So if I wanted to play in a mixture of 8th notes, 8th note triplets, and 16th notes, it would sound like this. But what if we wanted to change the length of the actual bar? Well, that's where our time signatures will come in. So if you have a look at your notation, the next groove is written in a time signature called 3/4. So you can see the little 3 on top of the 4 at the start of the bar. This means that we now have 3 quarter notes per bar. And again, you can subdivide these notes into any note value that you like. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. So I'll play you a groove in 3/4 where I'm playing 8th notes up on the hi-hat. Now you could change that top number into really any number you like. So what if we turned it from a 3 to a 5? So now we're playing in a time signature called 5/4. This means that you have 5 quarter notes per bar. So if I play a groove in 5/4 with 8th notes up on the hi-hat, we can still use our same counting method. We just need to make sure that we count up to 5. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and. Let's have a listen to how it sounds on the kit. So now we know what happens when we change the top number of a time signature. But what happens if we change the bottom number of a time signature? Let's keep our top number as a 5, and now we're going to change our bottom number to an 8. So as our top number is a 5, we still just count up to 5. But the bottom number of a time signature tells us what type of note we're counting. So now it's changed from a 4, which would mean quarter notes, to an 8, which means 8th notes. So a bar of 5/8 just means that you have 5 8th notes per bar. And now because our 8th notes are a dominant pulse, rather than counting 1 and 2 and etc., I would just count each 8th note as its own beat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's have a listen to a groove in 5/8 on the kit. So to try out another option, let's keep an 8 on the bottom, but we're going to change the top number from a 5 to a 7. Now we have a bar of 7/8. So what does this mean and how do we play it? Well, if you say the time signature out loud, it will answer the question for you. So a bar of 7/8 just means that we have 7 8th notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. So hopefully you can see that it's more simple than it sounds. So let's have a listen to a bar of 7/8 on the kit. let's try another time signature. We'll still keep an 8 on the bottom, but this time we're going to change our top number to a 6. So a bar of 6/8 just means that you have 6 eighth notes per bar. Typically, people will group 6/8 in groups of 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This has a really particular feel. You can check out tracks like Untitled by D'Angelo or Do You Feel by Jose James. Let's have a listen to a 6/8 groove on the kit. So far we've tried out time signatures with a 4 on the bottom and an 8 on the bottom. But what happens if we change that bottom number to a 16? The next time signature we're going to try out is 7/16. Now, although time signatures with a 16 on the bottom are much less commonly played, the same rule applies. You can just say the time signature out loud and it gives you all the information you need. So a bar of 7/16 would mean that we have 7 16th notes. Now you could either count this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Or personally, my preference is to count in 16th notes until I run out of notes. 1 E and a 2 E and 1 E and a 2 E and 1. This is definitely a really weird sound, and you're going to find this style of groove in genres like math rock or progressive rock or modern jazz or anything that's kind of pushing the envelope a little bit. You can also grab some notation for a Justin Brown track called Lots for Nothing if you want to see an example of a groove that uses loads of time signatures with 16s on the bottom. That one is a wild one, man. But for now, let's have a listen to a bar of 7/16 on the drums. Sometimes it also sounds cool to combine time signatures. So now I'll play you a quick improvisation where I'll play 3 bars of 4/4 and 1 bar of 7/16 so we can hear this time signature in a different context. And now let's keep the bottom number as a 16, but we're going to change the top number from a 7 to a 9. As you'd expect, in 9/16, we now have 9 16th notes. Personally, I would count this 1 E and a 2 E and a 3, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3, 1. Let's have a listen to how it sounds. 6. And now we've got a better understanding of how to play in different time signatures. There's one super important takeaway from this lesson, which is that a time signature and a subdivision are not the same thing. So we want to make sure that we don't confuse the two. So you can still play in any subdivision inside of any time signature. The time signature just tells you how long the bar lasts for. So I'm going to play you a groove in 7/4 where I'll incorporate a mixture of 8th notes, 16th notes, and 8th note triplets. Now, what if I play a bar of 7/8 with a mixture of subdivisions in there? Finally, I'm going to play you a groove in 7/16 where we're going to incorporate 16th notes, 8th note triplets, and 32nd notes. Now, you may never need to play a groove like this in your entire life, but hopefully it underlines the fact that you can play in any subdivision inside of any time signature. Sick, mates. Absolutely smashed it if you got to this point in the lesson. So hopefully now you're feeling much more confident with how to play in different time signatures. Now take your time when you're learning each time signature. You want to make sure that you learn one at a time and sit on it for a long enough time that you get comfortable before you move on to the next one. I'll also drop a link to a Spotify playlist down below, which is filled with tracks in odd time signatures so that you can hear them in context. But now the real work begins. It's time for you to get on the kit and see what you can come up with. So well done if you got through this whole lesson, and I'll catch you in the next course.